Why does life feel unfair? And, more importantly, what can we actually do about it? Let's take a real look. You try. You really do. You try to be a good person, to do the right thing, to play by the rules everyone told you to follow. You wake up early. You put in the work. You're patient. Meanwhile, someone else barely shows up and coasts. And then you watch it happen. The person who did less gets more. The reward, the money, the luck, it goes to them. And something in your chest tightens. It stings. It doesn't just feel disappointing, it feels wrong, like a rule was broken. So you ask the question almost everyone asks at some point. Why does life work like this? Why do good people get less and others get away with everything? If you felt this, you are very far from alone. This is one of the most universal feelings a human being can have. So instead of just suffering it, let's understand it. We're going to look at this the way a good doctor would, calmly, honestly, and from the inside. Because once you see why the feeling happens, it loses a lot of its power. To understand the feeling, we have to go back to childhood. Because as kids, we were all taught one simple rule. Be good, and good things will come to you. And the other half of the rule, behave badly, and you'll be punished. Reward for good, consequences for bad. Clean, simple, fair. So somewhere deep in the mind, the brain wrote an equation and filed it away as a fact. Good equals good things. Effort and virtue will be rewarded. Psychologists actually have a name for this. They call it the just world belief. The deep, mostly hidden assumption that the world is basically fair and people get what they deserve. And here's the thing. This belief is comforting. It works like a blanket. If the world is fair, then I'm safe. As long as I'm good, I'll be protected. It makes life feel predictable. Do the work, be a good person, wait your turn, and the reward arrives. A clear path from effort to outcome. The mind loves that. But then, sooner or later, reality breaks the rule. You do everything right, and you get very little. The clean equation cracks. And now, two beliefs are colliding inside your head. The world is fair, and this is clearly not fair. Both can't be true at once. Psychologists call that clash cognitive dissonance, and that discomfort is exactly the feeling you've been carrying. To stop that discomfort, the mind quietly picks a side. Option A, they got lucky, I got cheated, which turns into anger and resentment. Or option B, maybe I just deserved less, which turns into shame and self-blame. Notice what happens. Both options protect the belief that the world is fair, and both of them quietly hurt you. One poisons you against others, the other poisons you against yourself. Which points to something most people never realize. The problem isn't only the unfair world out there. It's the rule in our own head, a rule we were handed as children and never told was optional. So where does this hidden rule hurt us the most? Where do we feel the unfairness sharpest? Let's start with the place most of us spend half our lives, work. Let's start with work, because this is where the broken rule hurts loudest. You're the one who builds it, the late nights, the careful effort, and someone else stands up and takes the credit. You watch others climb the ladder fast, while you're told to wait your turn, a turn that somehow never quite arrives. The promotion goes sideways. The recognition lands on the wrong desk. Then there are friends. And here, something quieter happens. We start keeping score in silence. You're the one who reaches out, who remembers, who shows up. They rarely do. You give a lot. You get back a little. And you tell yourself not to count, but somewhere inside, a part of you is counting anyway. And it whispers, "This isn't balanced." But here's where we have to be honest, because the mind plays a trick on all of us. It magnifies your pain. What they did to you feels enormous, while quietly shrinking the harm you cause others. Everyone is the victim in their own story. Psychology has a name for part of this too: negativity bias. Bad experiences stick, good ones fade. We evolved to remember threats, not to keep a fair ledger. So unfairness against us burns into memory, while 100 small fairnesses pass unnoticed. And so, sooner or later, we look up at the whole thing and shout, "Why me? Why is it like this?" And the universe doesn't answer. It isn't cruel. It isn't kind. It is simply indifferent. It was never running the fairness system we imagined. Which brings us to the key that changes everything. Fairness is a human idea, not a law of nature. We invented it. It lives in us, not in the world. Nature never promised it. The rain and the sun fall without asking who deserves them. A good person and a careless one stand under the same sky. The world was never unfair to you. It was simply never about fairness at all. So the move is not to give up. It's to aim your energy where it actually works. Let go of what you can't control: luck, other people, the past, what's fair. And pour yourself into what you can: your effort, your response, your next step, how you treat people. This isn't about pretending the wrong was okay. Some things weren't and never will be. It's about setting down a weight you were told was a sword, the demand that the world owe you fairness it never agreed to. And something gets lighter, not because life suddenly became fair, but because you finally stopped standing still, waiting for it to be. You start walking again. If this helped you see the feeling a little more clearly, stay for the next one. Until then, be kind to yourself. The world won't always be fair, but you can still be whole.